Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spring 2016 Commencement at the University of South Carolina. We'll be getting underway shortly. Should you need medical assistance at any time, there's a first aid station located at room C112, section 112, which is near the corner of College and Lincoln Streets on the concourse level.
Welcome to the Spring 2016 Commencement exercises at the University of South Carolina's Colonial Life Arena. This is a day of special recognition for the university's graduating students. We welcome you to today's ceremonies, where hundreds of family members and friends already have arrived to celebrate the academic achievements of today's graduates. About 1,300 students are expected to participate in graduation today at the University of South Carolina. USC is the state's flagship university and is one of the few large universities in the nation that continues to recognize each graduate individually. When graduates walk across the platform in the Colonial Life Arena today, each one will receive personal congratulations and a handshake from Carolina President Harris Pastides. Dr. Pastides is the university's 28th president. As the state's flagship university, Carolina has steadily increased the quality of its student body in recent years. This past fall, Carolina welcomed about 5,000 first-year students with the highest SAT average in university freshman class history. USC is clearly a first-choice university for many students. Spring commencement exercises at the University of South Carolina will officially begin in just a few minutes. The USC Wind Ensemble is providing a lively musical prelude to today's ceremonies. Let's enjoy a few moments with the Wind Ensemble, conducted by Scott Weiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the University Mace.
Things are getting underway now. Commencement officials are making their way to the platform. The president of student government, Michael Parks, leads the processional carrying the university mace. The mace is accompanied by the Mace Party, which includes a trustee from the Board of Trustees, the president of the Carolina Alumni Association, a university faculty member representing all of the university faculty, and a retired faculty member.
The faculty of the university.
A contingent of university faculty is following the mace carrier to the commencement platform. They are being led by Joan Gable, Carolina's Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost.
The officials of the university.
The faculty are being followed by a contingent of university officers and special guests who are being led by Carolina's registrar, Aaron Martyrer. The registrar's office is responsible for all student records, as well as the official academic calendar.
The deans representing the deans of the university.
Augie Grant, chair of the Faculty Senate on the Columbia campus, is leading the deans from the Columbia campus's colleges and schools. Grant is a professor in the School of Journalism and Mass Communications.
The university's Board of Trustees and distinguished guests.
Next in the processional are members of the Board of Trustees, the policymaking body for Carolina. The trustees are being led by Board Secretary Amy Stone, and they are accompanying today's honorary degree recipient, Mike McGee, former Director of Athletics at the university. David Seaton, a Carolina alumnus and chairman and CEO of Fluor Corporation, will deliver today's commencement address. USC President Harris Pastides is the final person in the procession. Dr. Pastides has begun his 6th year as Carolina's 28th president. He joined the university in 1998 as Dean of the Arnold School of Public Health. 5 years later, he was named Vice President for Research, and he helped lead the university's strong growth in research funding. Carolina has been cited by the Carnegie Foundation as one of the top-tier research universities in the country. As president, he has initiated new emphasis on student leadership and has been active in the university's $1 billion Carolina's Promise campaign. Dr. Pastides is married to Patricia Moore Pastides, and they have 2 grown children, Catherine and Andrew, and 1 grandchild.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to welcome you to a most honored tradition and to what will be the crowning experience for the class of 2016, your University of South Carolina Commencement. Will everyone please remain standing as the USC Wind Ensemble, under the direction of Dr. Scott Weiss, accompanies Joshua Day, a Master of Music degree candidate in music education, as he leads us in singing our national anthem. We will then have the invocation given by the Reverend Tom Wall from the Methodist Campus Ministries.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Join me if you would, please. Good and gracious God, source of truth, teacher of wisdom, in this place where accomplishment is celebrated and hard work is extolled, we pause to give you thanks and to remember those without whom we would not be here today. How grateful we are for these Carolina years. Our teachers have enlightened, our minds have been opened, our lives have been deepened, and our new friends we will have for a lifetime. We are grateful for you, Holy Presence. In times of uncertainty and change, you have been a constant. When we felt ourselves overwhelmed with work and worry, our heads were kept above the chaotic waters. In adversity, we have been strengthened, and through many trials, we have bent but have not been broken, and so we say thank you. We are grateful for family and friends, teachers and taunters, all who have encouraged and nudged, pushed and cajoled us each step of the way throughout these trying and stretching and exhilarating years. As we commence from this period of preparation into a future full of possibility, go with us, O Great One. As our minds have been broadened in the search for knowledge, so enlarge our hearts to excel in selfless giving. May we strive to live out not merely by the rule and the law, but by the standard of love. May we not make a living so much as we make better the lives of others. In all we do, give us a hunger for justice infused with a thirst for compassion. And now, as we have entered to learn, let us depart to serve. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Wall, Mr. Day, and musicians. Would everyone now be seated? Wow, there is a big crowd here, but I'm not sure I recognize them without their T-shirts and sandals. So let me ask a question. Are there any Gamecocks in the Colonial Life Arena today? Wanted to make sure I was in the right place. Welcome again, everyone, graduates, the class of 2016. We are here for one reason today, to salute you. With pomp and circumstance, we're going to offer you some advice, a handshake, a photo, some laughter, and some beautiful music just for you. And we're here with that purpose, to send you off with a majestic yet heartfelt commencement. So take a moment right now to let this start to soak in. This is a day you've anticipated. This is the day you have worked so hard for, well, for your whole life, I believe. And this day, like only a very few others in your lives, your wedding, perhaps the birth of your child, and maybe a very few others, will create a major change in your status within an instant when I read your degree conferral, and a little later in the ceremony when together we move the tassel from the right to the left side of your cap. So let it all soak in deeply. It's going to pass very quickly, just like your college years did. I'm truly proud and confident in your abilities and in your future. Call me cocky about that. No, don't call me cocky. I'm the president. I have a feeling that cocky is somewhere among you in cap and gown today, but we're going to keep that a secret. I'm pleased to report that you'll be entering a more receptive job market. There will be 11% more bachelor's degree recipients hired in 2016 than there were in 2015. How does that sound, family and friends? But I don't think they're going to be treating dinner tonight, not yet. But I'm actually confident, not for that reason, but because I know how well prepared you are. You will soon have a degree from the University of South Carolina. I want you to know that America continues to be the greatest model of higher education the world has ever known. It may sound a little arrogant, but it's not my opinion. It's a fact that has been confirmed by the greatest educational leaders from around the world, including Europe. There are many special things about American higher education, and the first is that we have a residential campus model of higher education, and you know that a lot of learning goes on outside of the classroom, in internships, in clubs, recreational activities, and in the residence halls on campus or in the apartments near campus. You have learned and you have grown 24/7. Also, American universities, unlike most in other parts of the world, compete in intercollegiate athletics. That is also unique. And despite lots of problems and criticisms, no one would argue that the American college experience isn't greatly better off because of the opportunities you had here, either to be a student athlete, a cheerleader, a member of the band, or a student cheering on the Gamecocks. But the main thing that sets us apart is not that. It is, in fact, our curriculum and your education. It is the liberal arts and sciences curriculum that continues to define American higher education more than any other factor. Everyone graduating today with a bachelor's degree has received a broad general education in the arts and sciences, even if your major was technical or pre-professional. Now, I'm absolutely sure that there were times when you were not that excited to go out and look for gen ed electives whose relevance may not have been obvious to you. But I believe you'll draw on the content that you studied in those courses frequently. Actually, the broad general education you received here will make you better in your chosen career. Albert Einstein knew that. Of course, a scientific genius, but you may be surprised to know that he said, quote, "If I were not a physicist, I would be a musician. I often think in music." He went on to say, "I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music." He saw relevant parallels with music everywhere in everyday life. Einstein's son said, quote, "Whenever Dad felt he had come to the end of the road or into a difficult situation in his work, he took refuge in music, and that usually resolved all of his difficulties." Albert's sister said, "After playing the piano, my brother would get up saying, 'There, now I've got it.' Something in the music had guided his thoughts in new and creative directions." So my message to you is this: by all means, be the best professional you can as an accountant, an engineer, in business, in healthcare, in anything you've chosen. But draw on everything you learned, because nobody can rise to the highest levels of their profession without a broad worldview and a broad education. Technology has become a lingua franca, but it is not the language that by itself will get you where you're going. And one other thing, a business leader recently said that he respected competence in the STEM disciplines, and you know what they are, right? Everybody here knows science, technology, engineering, and math. But he went on to say that's not the STEM that he was looking for in his employees. He was looking for sweat, teamwork, energy, and manners. I like that. Sweat, of course, means hard work. And graduates, let me tell you, and I bet others have and will continue to, there is no substitute for hard work. Teamwork is vital to problem solving and to any good organization, including our university. You might go faster alone, but you'll go further as a member of a team. Energy is a key ingredient to nearly everything that you will seek to do. And graduates, I remind you to get plenty of rest. Do I need to remind them to get plenty of rest? Or I think they already know that. But what I mean is at night and not in the morning. Wake up tomorrow. Can we make a deal? What's a fair time to wake up tomorrow morning? How about 7? Would that work? No, they're not going to deal with me in that way. How about if I said you wouldn't get to your... No, we won't go there. Try to wake up around 7 a.m., even on a Sunday. And manners. And manners, you know, that's an old-fashioned word. We don't hear that word too often, not even in advice. I'm sure the leader used that word because he needed an M word, manners. But what he probably meant was, what he was looking for was the characteristic of being courteous and civic-minded and compassionate. That will always be basic and vital to your success. So, not surprisingly, every one of you in this class is a STEM graduate because you attended the University of South Carolina. We've asked you to work hard, and you did, to work as a team, and you did, to be energetic and engaged, and you were, and to be civic-minded and courteous, and you were. That's what we worked hard to instill in you, and that is our greatest gift to you on this, one of the most important days of your life that will be matched by very few others. Ladies and gentlemen, if you agree with me that these young people have come a long way since you dropped them off as freshmen or transfer students or grad students, let's acknowledge enthusiastically right now and for the first time the soon-to-be alumni of the University of South Carolina, the class of 2016. And now I would like to introduce you to a couple of individuals who recently received some of the university's highest awards. First, the winner of the Russell Award for Research in Science for a faculty member in math or engineering, Professor Jochen Lauterbach of the Department of Chemical Engineering. Let's recognize him. And we have a student award winner as well. The Algernon Sidney Sullivan Award is the university's highest student award for leadership and service. And our recipient of this award today is James Frederick Weber Pike, who receives a BS degree in biomedical engineering with a minor in chemistry. Let's acknowledge him. Many great individuals have helped you or your university arrive here today. First, ladies and gentlemen, the university's Board of Trustees, led by our chairman, the Honorable Gene War. Would the trustees rise and receive the recognition for their devoted service to Carolina? The trustees. And of course, board service requires tremendous family support. I now would like to recognize the spouses and other family members of the board who are here with us, as well as our First Lady, Patricia Moore Pastides. Would they rise and be recognized? And of course, without the remarkable efforts of our highly dedicated faculty, who every day pursue the delicate and intricate balance between teaching, research, scholarship, service, and outreach, you could not be here today. So call in mind one or two or three or four of your favorite professors and think of them as I call the faculty representatives to stand and be recognized by the class of 2016, the faculty. And finally, how about these wonderful people in the higher decks here of the Colonial Life Arena? They have been so important to you. Their guidance, their affection, their advice, their money, and their love. Graduates, do you feel like standing for a moment and try to find someone special up there and show them how you feel about them? We'll join you. Come on, let's recognize our families and friends. Families, they're still not going to treat for dinner tonight. That's okay. Graduates, we now come to the part of this ceremony where the university will confer its highest recognition, the honorary doctoral degree. Dean Taylor Harding has a candidate for the honorary doctoral degree.
Mr. President, I have a candidate for the honorary degree Doctor of Public Administration. Michael B. McGee, former football player, coach, and collegiate athletics administrator, enhanced the course of Gamecock athletics beginning in 1993 when he became Director of Athletics at the University of South Carolina. He set out to build an infrastructure that would cultivate success in all Gamecock sports. During the next 12 years, he recruited high-caliber, highly recognized coaches in track and field, football, baseball, and basketball. During his tenure on the campus, he had 13 Gamecock head coaches named either National Coach of the Year or Southeastern Conference Coach of the Year. Revenue in the athletics department tripled and brought about major improvements, including the construction of the Colonial Life Arena, as well as major additions to Williams-Brice Stadium. Dr. McGee was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame, the Orange Bowl Hall of Fame, the Duke Hall of Fame, and North Carolina Sports Hall of Fame. In 2002, he received the Order of the Palmetto, the highest honor a civilian can receive in the state of South Carolina.
Will the Honorable C. Edward Floyd and the Honorable Tony Lister from the Board of Trustees and Amy Stone, Secretary of the Board, please escort the candidate to the rostrum. For his unwavering support of student athletes and their educational attainment and personal development, for his progressive leadership as Director of Athletics at several major institutions of higher learning, and for his commitment to the ideals of athletic competition. The University of South Carolina, with the approval of the Board of Trustees, now presents Michael B. McGee for the honorary degree of Doctor of Public Administration by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, acting on behalf of the people of South Carolina through the General Assembly of the state. I hereby do confer upon you the degree Doctor of Public Administration, honoris causa, together with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Let's congratulate Dr. Mike McGee. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce your commencement speaker, David Seaton, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Fluor Corporation, a Fortune 200 company that designs, builds, and maintains many of the world's most challenging and complex projects. Mr. Seaton is a graduate of our university with a bachelor's degree in international studies with a concentration in business administration. Upon graduation, David went to work for Daniel Construction, which later became part of the Fluor Corporation. His days at Carolina prepared him well to lead one of the world's largest engineering, procurement, construction, and maintenance services companies. He's recognized globally as a champion of corporate ethics. The Ethisphere Institute, an independent center of research promoting the best practices in global ethics and compliance, recognized Fluor 10 years in a row as one of the world's most ethical companies. Always loyal to his alma mater, in 2011, David Seaton agreed to chair our $1 billion capital campaign. And in 2015, we celebrated the completion of Carolina's Promise. His leadership was a key factor in our success. It's a primary focus of this university to help students become leaders. Who better to show us how that is done than David Seaton? The university recognized his leadership by awarding him an honorary Doctor of Business Administration degree in 2014. It now gives me great pleasure to present your commencement speaker and one of our most successful graduates, David Seaton.
Good afternoon, everyone. President Pastides, thank you so much for that warm introduction. I think they were really disappointed that I was speaking, is why we had some tears there in the crowd. I have to admit, though, that being selected to be your commencement speaker today, it feels a little bit like a miracle to, I think, a couple of people in the audience. Some of my fraternity brothers are here, I understand, having children graduating, some of the graduates, as well as my middle daughter, who is one of the graduates today, and we're really proud of her. Hey, Mary Grace. Where are you? There she is. I told her I wouldn't embarrass her too much, but anyway. But President Pastides, Provost Grable, Chairman Warr, I just can't thank you enough for letting me be here today. Dr. McGee, congratulations. I can tell you how wonderful it is to receive that honor. I wonder if you bear with me. Harris has already stole part of my thunder. But I wonder if you guys would give your parents and friends and mentors one more round of applause for what they've done to help you get where you're going. Second thing I'd ask is, if you have served in the military, a veteran or currently serving, would you please stand for us today? Thank you so much for your service to this great country. This great institution played a vital role in shaping my future and equipping me for success in the career paths that I chose to follow or was fortunate enough to find. Today I want to speak about success. I want to discuss how it often a combination of good planning, preparedness, mixed with a liberal amount of good luck that will lead to the success you'll find. And I'll emphasize some of the opportunities that often take us in directions that we didn't anticipate. I would imagine if we polled the people in the arena today that many of us are working in areas that we did not prepare for, we did not start with, but yet we were fortunate enough to find an advantage and nurture that growth by learning and commitment. And for you now standing for graduation, making a commitment for lifelong learning will serve you well wherever your future leads you and whatever levels of responsibility and accountability you seek. You see, your degree is a beginning and consider it a license to succeed. While it's a great beginning, it's simply just the start of what will be an amazing journey. Your degree is your ticket for a truly interesting and complex future that will be fueled by your aspirations and your passion to improve. You see, it's a beginning, not an end. And I hope you see your degree as a valuable asset that gives you options to create a future you've either planned for or you will find along life's journey. You see, what you get out of life often is proportional to what you put in it. Remember, nothing's easy. Regardless of where you stand in your class ranking or direction you hope to pursue, each of you has an obligation to apply yourself with passion and commitment. And I'm certain that your best path is to follow a good, solid moral compass and to pursue a passion to achieve by using your talents and capabilities to contribute in any direction that you take. But you must believe in something greater than you hope to be. Make steady progress. Do not be disillusioned. Success comes in steps. Your first job may not be exactly the one you want. It's just a starting place. But if it is, it may not stay that way. But it is nevertheless progress, and it creates an opportunity for you to learn, improve, and ready yourself for what comes next. In my case, as you heard, I went to work for Daniel Construction Company when I left Carolina, today part of Fluor. Frankly, I needed a job. I thought I'd work for Daniel a couple of years, get some experience, and then figure out what I was going to do with my life. Well, that was 31 years ago, and now I serve as Fluor's chairman and chief executive officer, and I reached that goal one step at a time, following and leading. But it's not part of the original plan. Doors opened and opportunities came my way in steps based on my performance and my passion for doing the right things. But it's important that you understand the concept of followership, how you embrace and achieve direction your leaders have set out for the organization or enterprise you serve. Followership, in many ways, is the effectiveness of your emotional quotient. IQ and EQ are required skills and equally important. And it's an important lesson to learn. But remember, improvement comes in steps that are full of experiences, new challenges that will help shape your professional futures. Followership will play a huge role in how well you perform. Whether as a team member, as a leader, a follower will be a measure of your performance and success. Remember, incremental improvement is still improvement. Very few things happen all at once. But there is no end to learning. One key lesson I think you should never forget is to always show appreciation to others. Like many of the people that we applauded earlier, very few successful people achieve their goals by themselves. Most of us owe our success to many people along the way, and will continue in the future. My appreciation began with my parents, my coaches, my teachers, my professors, my friends, my wife, my children, and a myriad of other executives that have benefited me during the years and provided me with the learnings that I enjoyed. I'm deeply appreciative for their willingness to guide, support, and help me be successful. And I know that I wouldn't be here today had it not been for the advice, encouragement, time, talent, and willingness to share with me. I urge you to seek those mentors and teachers who will make you successful at that next level and also become the teacher and mentor that many people need of you. I ask that of you. But remember, it's one important phrase that I've always tried to live by and aspire to be. There's a reason why God gave you one mouth and two ears. You need to listen twice as hard as you speak. Which brings me to leadership. Truth be known, most of us want to be leaders. More importantly, each one of us can. Leadership occurs at all levels. You certainly don't have to be the chairman of a company to be a leader. Any one of us can have influence on others to succeed by our own example and performance. Sit in any group and you'll see it happen. So let's take just a few minutes to explore leadership. Earlier I mentioned the need for strong moral compass and to be aware of the concept of followership. Effective leaders do this. They have the ability to discern the real right from right and wrong. An effective leader sets goals in their terms to contribute to the overarching success, confident that their goals and focus are on a greater good. This is especially true at the enterprise level. In business, there are two easy ways you can measure this. First is achieving and maintaining excellence in performance, and the second is growth. But you can do the same thing for a family, a civic organization, a sports team, you name it, it all works the same. Effective leadership is about setting a clear direction, planning to achieve it, providing the example and motivation for others to follow, staying true to your core values, and recognizing and celebrating achievement along the way. Leadership is not a selfish skill or attribute. It's really the opposite. The most successful leaders that I know put themselves first, or put your first and themselves second. Their passion was progress, identifiable and measurable. And their purpose was to achieve it with others by setting the example and justification for followership. We'll leave you here today knowing that as you take that first step towards your future, you can and will be the leaders wherever your journey takes you, because you are part of the Gamecock Nation. We all wear the ring with pride, and people are watching. You will assume risks and often be rewarded for it. In 1996, the company asked me and my family to move to Saudi Arabia. The graduate here today was 3 years old. The youngest was 6 months old. The oldest was 6. We took the assignment that not too many people were lining up for. And it was full of unknowns for us, and quite frankly, the anxiety was high. But we embraced a new culture we had never imagined. We had developed lasting friendships, and we gained a global perspective that continues to this day and has a profound effect on each of us. And as an aside, each of you, as you know, my middle daughter is here, and they're all bright people, but she's the most intelligent because she chose to be part of the Gamecock Nation. So a little applause there. Go Gamecock. But back to my point. Early in my career, I accepted and managed risk, and you can too. If you're wise, you will take certain risks because life will pass you by if you're totally risk averse. And when my great friend Harris Pastides asked me to chair the capital campaign, the initiative, as you know, to raise $1.043 billion, just to be exact, I had to stop and think for a minute. We were in the throes of a global recession, and the funding had to come expressly from private donors. I had recently been named CEO of Fluor Corporation, and a lot of people were counting on my leadership to launch the second century of our company. And it had been 30 years since I had been active at this university. But Dr. Pastides is persistent, effective. And I said yes. No is the easiest word in the English language. Getting to yes sometimes means you've got to take risk, but it can be profoundly powerful and exciting word. And I'm really glad I said yes and came home. While raising the $1 billion would not have been easy, Harris and the development team, Jancy Hoke and her team, made it really seem easy. And thank you to the many of you out here that were part of that program when we exceeded that goal, because it is about the future, Carolina's future, for the promise of the students like yourselves. On a personal note, I'm extremely grateful to Harris and Patricia Pastides and their friendship. He brought me home to Carolina, and he rekindled the love I have for this university. Jeez. And this state has always been my North Star. Okay, I've spoken to you about the importance of a beginning, complex but amazing future, incremental improvement and purposeful planning, showing appreciation in leadership, followership, and risk-taking. But I close to chose with something that's more powerful than anything I've shared with you today, because it embodies all that you have heard me say and serves as an incredible role model, an example for each of us to follow. In June of last year, the beautiful city of Charleston and our leaders faced an unthinkable tragedy when 9 lives were lost during a Bible meeting at Mother Emanuel. And in tribute to that, who were affected by this horrible act, Charleston's response was filled with pride and peace, exhibiting the grace and class that personifies the University of South Carolina and the state of South Carolina that I love. Following the shooting, a Democratic mayor and a Republican governor came together with the support of incredible people of Mother Emanuel, but they did everything right in response to that tragedy. Together they set the tone for our state and our nation, and their response serves as a shining example of personal character and leadership at all levels. I'd like for you to consider the state motto, Dum Spiro Spero, translated, while I breathe, I hope. With all the negativity that we hear today, hope is an incredibly valuable gift. When I breathe, I hope. Hope played a huge role in the response to the Charleston tragedy. And I urge each of you to learn the leadership and followership characteristics that caused the Charleston response to be without equal, to apply its lessons of optimism and confidence in everything you do going forward. Your journey is just beginning. Your opportunities are limitless. But your success is largely in your own hands, and your ability to learn throughout your lifetime from things that you do and observe will be your greatest assets. How you apply them will be the true meaning of success. I congratulate each of you and wish you the best on your amazing journey. My hope for you is great success. Go Gamecocks.
Thank you, David Seaton, not only for a remarkable commencement address, but for coming home. Thanks to your family, to Lynette and Sarah and Austin and Jenna, and of course to Mary Grace, who we'll soon see. Don't forget, his path, the Seaton path, was not linear. He didn't know the day after commencement where he would arrive, but through hard work, doing it the right way, and remembering and bringing the Gamecock spirit, he did it. Let's thank him one more time, please. Are you ready, class of 2016? We will now move to the awarding of the degrees. Provost Gable will present the candidates.
Will the candidates for degrees please rise? Mr. President, all candidates who stand before me and others who cannot be present but whose achievement is being recorded officially by the university, having completed the requirements for their respective degrees, are herewith recommended by the faculty of the university for the conferral of their degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in the University of South Carolina by the people of this state, acting through their representatives in the General Assembly, and on the Board of Trustees of this institution, and on the recommendation of the faculty thereof, the university now confers upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, together with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities to that degree appertaining. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of the class of 2016.
Members of the graduating class will please come forward as their names are called. We ask that all members of the audience remain in their seats throughout the program, and that you, our guests this afternoon, please withhold your applause during the announcement of graduates' names. We ask this so as not to distract the announcers, and also so that we do not drown out any family's ability to hear clearly. The respect we show our last graduate today is as important as the respect we show the first, and I thank you in advance for your cooperation in maintaining the order and dignity of this ceremony. Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Lacey Ford, will join President Pastides and the respective dean to greet recipients of the graduate degree. Remaining candidates may now be seated. Dean Lemuel Watson joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from the College of Education.
Shelby Caitlin Gonzalez, Crystal Gail Barker, Denise Smith Broom, Jackie Monique Brown, Lee Parker Burnett, Stephanie Lee Casana, Brittany Nicole Collins, Ryan Adam Crothers, Catherine Olivia Driggers, Samantha Suzanne Eastwood, Alexis Clowney Fox, Monique Thompson Gaither, Mary Elizabeth Gorley, Marlon Fisher Grieve, Matthew Donald Hagan, Gabrielle Christina Hall, John Michael Hall, Michelle Elizabeth Hall,
Amy Tessera Jordan, Kelly Christine Mondo, Margaret Elizabeth Nieblock, Joshua Calum Noble, Matthew Montgomery Owens, Sydney Michelle Price, Alexis Moran Rainey, Nicole Lynn Randolph, Tiana Nicole Richardson, Beth Gamble Riggins, Corey Conrad Ripley, Adrian Dorothea Sampson, James Bailey Sanford, Katie Sylvanik, Tanya Lynette Thomas, Victoria Lynn Thomas, Terry Tucker, Lori Renee Tullis, Lindy Batson Williams, Jeremy Scott Wolfgang, Kevin Bernard Wright, John Walker Wyatt,
Eric Atwood Bond, Erin Elizabeth Cahoon, Kara Dodson, Kyle Dolan, Jeremy Maury Ith, Marguerite Bryant Gilchrist, Kushandra Lynn Mall, Megan Eileen Minori, Chelsea Laurent Nugent, Alyssa L. Otto, Adam Gregory Quigley, Cami R. Rogers, Alicia Scott, Matthew Christopher Sinkowski, Kayla Nicole Suve, Emily Marie Sterling, Jared Williams, Aubrey Carolyn Blaycock, Dana Michelle Byers, Brianna Monique Canty, Richard Clint Cooper, Benny Branham Daniels IV, Savannah Williams Dooley, Elliot James Hawkins, William Matthew Key, Stephen Gilman Kucklick, Julian Sebastian Lanier, Abigail Jo Linerud, Caitlin Diane Minnie, Andrew Jackson Morrissey, Christian Alexander Moles, Sherilyn Ann Phillips, Brittany Lynn Porter, Devontae Maurice Singleton, Alyssa Renee Spots, Brittany Ann Stanford, Kayla Nicole Stevens, Maddie Catherine Talbert, Ryan Michael Tavener, Dorvan Anquinette Wilder, Ryan Fletcher Brown, Keith Barrett Browning Jr., Lauren Daniels Carpenter, Devin Aaron Carr, Emery Michael Alexander Chisholm, Jimmy Clark Jr., Caitlin Alexis Crosby, Wesley Charles Edwards, Patrick Campbell Esposito, Caitlin Virginia Farnsworth, Catherine Snap, Brittany Nicole Harvey, James Michael Johnson, Sarah Hope Johnson, Elise Opal Livingston, Rosina Ann Marini, Emily Marie Mullins, Rebecca Faye Murphy, Isaiah Perrin, Savannah Janelle Savage, Franklin Micah Turner, John Russell Wilkins,
Jennifer Nicole Abels, Brandon Carl Adams, Tiffany Renee Adger, Carla Maria Ardito, Lauren Rosemarie Aarons, Aubrey Taylor Ashley, Casey Nicole Baker, Cameron Lee Bainey, Laura Mae Bankert, Anna Marie Banks, Kayla Ann Barron, Catherine Addison Barrick, Rachel Rose Bacaletti, Kay Brooke Bell, Emily Michelle Burgo, Kaylin Maxine Bird, Ronald James Block, Lindsay Olivia Bost, Nicolette Lee Branham, Michelle Elizabeth Brown, Shanna Peggy Brown, Jordan Lee Burdette, Hunter Danny Bush, Courtney Ann Cade, Anne Marie Cleary, Taylor Lee Corley, Haley Noel Crocker, Rebecca Jo Cuevas, Sarah D. Cummins, Chelsea Danielle Davis, Laura Elizabeth Dean, Jennifer Ann Dent, Caroline Vuento Jacque, Tara Ann Donovan, Casey Lynn Dubuque, Haley Camille Elliott, Jessica Alina Escudero, Taylor Nicole Ewing, Elizabeth Ann Favreau, Hannah Elise Finkernagel, Taylor Diana Finkernagel, Erica Ashland Fisher, Catherine Nicole Flax, Taylor Mary Flowers, Caroline Dean Freilich, Hannah Lee Freeman, Bailey Marie Fry, Amy Christina Gallert, Jeannie Marie Garrett, Jordan Davis Goff, Marissa Ilana Goldman, Karen Elaine Goss, Courtney Brooke Gray, Caitlin Brianna Guttridge, Lucille Irvin Haygood, Brianna Ramey Hammond, Kayla Nicole Harper, Anna Catherine Harvey, Erin Christina Haugard, Lauren Elizabeth Heyman, Valerie Nicole Henson, Rachel Claire Hess, Keith C. Hayward Jr., Emily LaRue Higgins, Amanda Lauren Hilgert, Caitlin Rose Hira, Georgia Ann Hallowell, Taylor Elizabeth Hallman, Allison Marie Hopp, Shelley Jeanette Horobic, Brittany Danielle Jackson, Rebecca Batten Jarrett, Catherine Marie Johnson, Jasmine Denise Jordan, Kayla Nicole Carl, Emily Marie Carnes, Mackenzie Elizabeth Kelly, Zachary Wade Kirby, Lindsay Montgomery Knox, Claire Nicole Kruger, Jonathan Lace, Kristen Tyler Lambden, Gwendolyn Marie Landers, Mary Catherine Lawson, Carolina Elizabeth Lechner, Danielle Elizabeth Lenti, Alexandra Cherry Lewis, Hope Elizabeth Lewis, Leslie Marie Lindler, Eric Litchfield, Sarah Fleming Lucas, Kelly Lauren Mackey, Amelia Margaret Martin, Lauren Ann McBeef, Kaylee Brianne McKelvey, Sarah Elizabeth Metcalf, Brianna Danielle Metzi, Forrest Hayden Mobley, Christine Rebecca Mott, Haley Lynn Nussman, Caroline Dorothy Ott, Kimberly Summer Owens, Carly Marie Palma, Angelica Laurente Palmer, Kayla Darlin Parrott, Lindsay Elizabeth Paschal,
Sheridan Brooke Perry, Austin Payne Phillips, Channing Therese Player, Jamie Michelle Poston, Griffith Clayton Probus, Catherine Michelle Rayleigh, Madison Rose Raynor, Travis Nicholas Ressa, Leva Cameron Richburg, Mary Elizabeth Ripto, Portia Sherelle Rivers, Kayla Diane Roberts, Kelsey Marie Robinson, Catherine Morgan Rawlings, Alexis Paige Roper, Samantha Marie Rudolph, Samantha Rose Saglimbini, Sean Andre Salmon II, Emily Heath Sanders, Emily Maza Sawyer, Jordan Elizabeth Schreifer, Mary Grace Seaton, Kelly Michelle Say, Christine Alyssa Schumann, Matthew David Schumann, Delaney Clayton Smith, Lassa Marlena Smith, Victoria Ashley Snelling, Taylor Olivia Snyder, Jessica Louise Stevens, Lindsay Marie Stewart, Victoria Lee Strickland, Holly Daniel Tarver, Kelsey Lauren Taylor, Tari Santillan Thompson, Oliver Garland Thompson, Mary Caitlin Thurman, Olivia Ann Titchener, Julia Kimberly Titone, Catherine Elizabeth Tringali, Jessica Nicole Volan, Catherine Elizabeth Walker, Bianca Irene Warder, Lindsay Elizabeth Weaver, Linda Mae Weisenberger, Danielle Courtney Williams, Margaret Kramer Wilson, Tyler Ashby Wolf, Elizabeth Gray Yarbrough, Taylor Jewel Yarnell, Jessica Nicole Ziegler, Jacqueline Ray Zustra, Tessa Lee Barnett, Michelle Andrea Bolton, Taylor Glenn Butcher, Rebecca Fadine Bryant, Timothy Ford Bryson, Christopher Gillis Colson, Morgan Fitzgerald Condy, Dana Michelle Dabrowski, Michael Ryan Donahue, Holly Renee Doherty, Heather Elizabeth Dubbs, Paul Raymond Friedman, Cole Michael Greenspan, Casey Ann Hancock, Nathan Kent Harris, David Bryan Hart II, Kelsey Blair Hounshell, Taylor Suzanne Johnson, Andrew Perry Medlock, Anna Patrice Meyer, Alexandra Marie Minori, James Asbury Moore, Jakara Brian Morgan, Kelsey Mika Osato, Jarrett Morton Owen, Kelly Rachel Pauls, Philip Jordan Rainwater, Joseph Tompkins Ramsey, Cameron Elizabeth Reed, Natalie Marie Samer, Kenneth Dwayne Shelton II, Mary Grace Smith, Samantha Brooke Snipes, Caitlin Elaine Stegall, Eugenio Raphael Thoman, Christopher Germain Turner, Asha Vasin Brown, Donlia Asha Vasin Brown, Morgan Grace Wilson, Ashley Nicole Workman, Malik Kamal Bey, Kristen Elaine Crawford, Dolan Cal Crowley, Peyton Thomas Hill, Duellen Kenneth Hutchinson, Justin McKay Hindman, Walt Evan McCracken, Abby Rebecca Murphy, Ashley Renee Roof, John Parker Smith, Savannah Corder Starling, David Ronald Hanslick Jr., Irina Marie Ronlett, Evan Hall Smith,
Dean Hossein Hashriri joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from the College of Engineering and Computing.
Amro Mohammed Alabisi, Sean Michael Doherty, Carlisle Leonard Donovan IV, Kang Du, Jinjing Gao, Mohammed Tamir Hanafe, Joseph Allen Harden, Hao Ji, James McNeil Landreth, Mark Alexander Morgan, Jonathan Alexander Peterson, Ashley Elizabeth Whitson, Timothy Caleb Workman, Mid Yeeson Guyan, Casey Elizabeth Catalfomo, Isra Jahan Disha, James Patrick Folk, Anthony Michael Sabito, Kirill Sergeyevich Shapilova, Asan Houdin, Guillermo Andres Valeri Palay, Oyandamolo Damiola Aw,
Ryan Walker Bars, Scott Andrew Becker, Joseph Daniel Baivona, Walter Patrick Bradsima, Aiden James Burham Cook, Dylan Matthias Brown, Trevor Jason Brown, Felicia Katie Canip, James Gregory Chanda, Lydia Elaine Colvin, Elizabeth Ann Crummy, Samuel Scott Dacus, Julene Nicole Deppen, Mohammed Hussein Hadras, Kathleen Mary Durning, Jonathan Patrick Durr, Weston Cole Grove, Jamar Tremel Haggins, Christopher Paul Haycook, Randall Scott Hosley II, Keenan Tyree King, Leslie Adams Lamson Scribner, Ian Alexander Langford, Theodore Wade Lawson, Zachary Ryan Lawson, Brian James Madden, Mary Celine Margavio, Jesse William Matthews, John Patrick Metz, Elizabeth Ellen Moore, Alexandra Michelle Moriera, Cameron Lewis Morrell, Dustin Seth Mullins, Sean Rashad Patel, Michael Nicholas Perry, Jared William Piet, James Frederick Weber Pike, Stephen Burton Presti, Hunter Wilcox Rayforth, Adriana Marjorie Revest, Zach Willie Roth, Ryan Cody Rubin, Brandon Eugene Sandifer, Forrest Bryce Sarvist, Michelle Sephora N. Siwi, Michael Lyle Smith, Justin Vance Stone, Benjamin Fletcher Thomas, Daniel Joseph Tomkowski, Lauren Jennifer Townsend, Cyrus Holland Vakili Rod, Tibra Anita Wheeler, Evan Michael White, Christy Marie Worley, Benjamin Taylor Aaron, Jeremy Wayne Abrams, Omar Ahmed Ansari, Alan Thomas Bates, Kelly Elizabeth Benson, Mary Elizabeth Botteroff, Joseph Anthony Brees, Andrew David Campbell, Philip Allen Conrad, Emerson Doe Koliabi, Asante Martin Dawkins, Alexander Scott Douglas,
Catherine Bailey Galang, Eric Daniel Gonzalez, Patrick Franson Hamud, Shannon Rebecca Hood, Trevor Wilson Hutto, Kevin Hay Hyun, Alexander Wayne Jordan, Saljin Laraka, Jerome Andrew Lewis, Casey Aubrey Long, Janice Aiden Neighbor, Christopher Kent Ostrander, Mindert Papenhuisen, John Foster Pettinger IV, James Maxwell Poswall, Frederick Supkant Powers, James Eric Prince, Tanner Jeffrey Smith, Jordan Tyler Wagner, Nicholas James Wiedner, Dustin Nolan Wellborn, Ming Yi Wong, Lordu Akila Yeruva, Ian Summer Adkins, John Paul Chibuzo Akwuba, Awab Tashir Alkindi, Mark Robert Albing, Eric Andrew Allen, Sean Philip Allen, Munder Rashid Al-Masuri, Selena Nicole Altman, Selen Marie Alvarado, Stephanie Elizabeth Angeloni, Khalid Salel Escar, Thomas McIntosh Autry, Brett Allen Bailey, Tyler James Baird, Danielle Alexandra Baldino, Patrick Mackenzie Barboon, Allie Crane Bates, Zachary Taylor Bauman, Samuel Aaron Buford, Madeline Francis Bell, Mark Sterling Bennett, Angelica Bergen, Banks A. Berry, Andrew David Bjork, Lester Jerome Blackwell IV, James Chase Blankenship, Joel Timothy Bockelman, Broderick Allen Boone, Zachary Patrick Alfer Boyer, Christopher Richard Boyer, Eric James Bringley, Melissa Jill Bruckner, Michael Trajanus Brunson II, Carver David Buis, Joshua Theldon Burnett, Gerard Ukir, Scott Paul Chapman, Joseph Richard Clegg, Christopher Robert Clymer, Elias Stephen Conkling, Brandon Scott Coombs,
Brent Austin Cooper, Robert O'Neill Cooper III, Garrett Austin Corbett, John Paul Zerzinko III, Namesh Darji, Andrew Mullen Dakasalis, Samuel Allen Dashart, Matthew Tyler Davidson, Nathan William DeFriend, Branson Chase Dupree, Nicholas Lawrence DeCapuan, William Adam Dowd, Zachary Colton Dyga, Nicholas Joseph Eigenbrot, Dylan Alexander Elkins, Amanda Corey Elliott, Haley Cross Fartelman, Ryan Courtney Farmer, Jonathan Michael Freed, Kyle James Fries, Jessica Marie George, Samuel Clark Gersbach, Hunter Terrence Cole Goman, Joseph Thomas Haas, Luke Stewart Hagan, David Jordan Hamrick II, Alexis Shantice Hancock, Danielle Edward Harris, Hope Guinevere Hartman, Benjamin Ethan Hayford, Nathan Even Hayford, Catherine Cross Henderson, Jeffrey Schuyler Hitty, Robert Austin Holmes, Madison Cobb Howell, Casey Marie Inman, John Jacob Eisenhower, Edward William Jackson, Joseph Amandus Jones, Adam Mike Jordan, Rachel Costner Kell, Adam Tyler Kirby, Robin Avant Kirby, Micah Mariah Kirby, Benjamin James Clavin, Michael Joseph Koneshesh, Alexander Thomas Krollroser, Ryan David Kuhn, Angel Raymond Labrador, Ryan Joseph Levisky, Devin Tate Lawrence, Davis McCoy Leapart, Sean Patrick Line, Eric Thomas Lethender, Daniel Garrett Lacaus, Juan Mario Lacia Yanez, Zephora Faith Lightly, Brianna Lindsay Lindler, Marissa Nicole Lindler, Thomas Lopez, Dylan Evan Lusk Jr., Kay Ma, Daniel Reese Madison, Sergio Martinez Palacio, Tara Danielle Massey, Christopher Ray Massey, Edward Wilson Mayfield, Caleb William McLean, Randall Thomas McJunkin Jr., Michael Patrick McLaughlin Jr., Justin Taylor McMurtry, Stephanie Elizabeth Medlin,
Joshua Harrison Metcalf, Willard Carl Miller III, Caitlin Ann Morsberger, Colby Allen Murphy, Nicholas Ray Myers, Nicholas Samuel Nalbone, Trenton Daquan O'Banner, Derek Thomas Only, Philip Mario Paggi, Kesfer Yasmin Pak, Hardeep Singh Pandher, Jaspreet Singh Pandher, Kyle Robert Parlow, Ronak Kiran Patel, Shivram Rajesh Patel, Zachary Donnelly Peace, Jessica Marie Pearson, Jonathan Mercado Pizarro, James William Ponticello, Joshua Kyle Porter, Ryan John Pubentz, Kent Andrew Reagan, Reagan Danielle Ron, Sean Michael Rakes, Eric Reyes Bastida, Caitlin Marie Risch, Brandon Nicholas Reuter, Timothy Hunter Sabins, Elliot David Seeley, Dylan Wayne Seagraves, Kinsey Marie Sheely, Rebecca Elizabeth Scheller, Peter Lawrence Sharilla, Christopher Eugene Shoemaker, Albert Edwin Smith III, Catherine Nielsen Smith, Mary Catherine Smith, David Sidney Snyder Jr., Kenneth Leslie Spear Jr., John Charles Stalzer III, William Reed Stayanoff, Ryan Lee Steinberg, John Andrew Stewart, Brett Nicholas Stoya, Taylor Alania Thompson, Joshua David Tidwell, Quentin Javon Todd, Kirsten Carey Treschel, Sarah Elizabeth Truhella, Casey Ryan Turner, Marshall Tyler II, Kevin Andrew Uber, Michael Richard Wagoner, Elizabeth Rachel Walt, Cameron Donald Walker, Evan Blake Warren, David Barry Wash, Bo Michael Wesh, James Samuel White, Michelle Marie Wilson, Abigail Christine Walford, John Rusk Woodall, James Michael Workman, Adam Imad Zedtuni, Colin Michael Derrick.
Dean Anna Chayette joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from the College of Social Work.
Hope Ashley Buncombe, Cambria Grace Borders, Rita Baba Aidu McFadden, Xavier Lavelle Bailey, Janice Gray Bailiff, Hala Ahmed Banafa, Denise V. Barnes, Brooke Marie Barr, Michelle Beatty, Chanel Monique Bibbins, Drenika Boyd, Jamie Boyd, Katina Sierra Andrea Bridgman, Chantel Leukemion Broughton, Evelyn Brown, Shantia Simone Brown, Sherelle Antoinette Brown, Ali Susanna Burns, Alicia Simone Chambers, Savi Chia, Ashley Nicole Crone, Brian Andrew Davis, Chelsea Aaron Davis, Donna Dixon, Demetria Nicole Dye, Shayla Evans, Laura McLaughlin Feltman, Alana Jo Ferber, Kurt J. Fisher, Ebony Helena Frazier, Lakia Nicole Frederick,
Indrina Renee Gamble, Jessica Nicole Garrity, Dolores Marie Gibney, Tanisha Sierra Gibson, Jennifer Onessa Gist Barley, Christine Elizabeth Golder, Bridget Grant, Tamara Janice Green, Shantae Latace Griffin, Allison Emma Elizabeth Gutberlet, Brianna Hasty, Ebony Renee Hilton, Maria Lou Hogan, Natiera Trinice Holly, Alana Janice Hollingsworth, Lafrada Danae Howard, Erica Lee Hughes, Jessica Lynn Hughes, Brittany Tierra Ivy Portis, Essence Chanel Jackson, Taisha Paishon Jenkins, Ali Agana Johnson, Ashley Elaine Johnson, Chantal Deanne Johnson, Chelsea Nicole Johnson, Cassidy Ariel Jones, Rebecca Kaiser, Alicia T. Keels, Markeisha S. Kinlaw, Marion Amma Lake, Angela Renee Laws, Kristen Lee Lawson, Megan Marie Lewandowski, Austin David Lucas, Jennifer Lynn Lusinger, Matthew Eric Lusk, Monique Chantel Mangino, Lindsay Allison Manson,
Manish C. Mazik, Caitlin Marie McIlvaney, Christopher Matthew McKeithen, Caitlin Selena McMahon, Zalika Ture McCrae, Tiara Janine Middleton, Omari Jeffrey Miller, Demetria Moten, Emily Ann Neal, Caitlin Rose Carnes Nelson, Stephen Lyle Nicholson, Amber Chanel Nickerson, Asia Penzo Shumard, Brittany Shantae Perry, Camille Anaya Pickens, Brittany Yvonne Pointer, Leanne Marie Portera, Kelly Marie Prawl, Joanne Mack Ramsey, Kayla and Julie Reed, Valerie Ann Riddle, Charisse Renea Rivers, Patrice Celeste Roberts, Brittany Robinson, Iona Nakia Robinson, Raven Simone Ross, Olivia L. Rothschild, Laura Judith Sebald, Joseph Matthew Sheely, Kiana R. Simmons, Ashley Elizabeth Simons, Sally Ann Singleton, Shelby Davis Sipperly, Sharena Valette De Nyai Sloss, Elise Bryson Smith, Thomas Wesley Smith Jr., Joyce Shelby Smyer, Nicole Marie Stevens, Erin Key Steyer, Megan Lindsay Sume,
Julia Cornelia Theismann, Elizabeth Lee Thompson, Shanae Devette Tucker, Raven Simone Vaught, Sophia Marie Venditti, Courtney Amanda Walker, Melissa R. Wilgies, Amy Caitlin Williams, Deandra Latoya Williams, Olivia Renee Williams Turner, Betty Lavette Wilson, Victoria Wilson, Susan Woods, Takara Moesha Ali Addison, Taylor Brooke Beckwith, Melissa Wren Bigger, Queenie Akina Brown, Raina Sage Burdette, Astrid Rachel Casola, Kimberly Eileen Charlton, Rebecca Lynn Christopher, Brianna Ann Deiches, Darby Michelle Enright, Kiana Rosella Green, Dolores Eleanor Hopkins, Zykara Brianna Jackson, Macy Francesca Johnson, Brian O'Neill Knotts, Whitney Brooke Laurimore, Leanne Marie Lionheart, Cecilia Ann Milligan, Jessica Lauren Montez, Hannah Jean Muzzillo, Tran Thao Nguyen, Ashton Taylor Petta, Nicole Marie Passini, Cambe Lavette Rucker, Margaret Louise Stevens, Adrian Janelle Summer, Julia Ann Sylvain, Shenandoah O'Brien Tallman, Kelsey Hamil Urban, Amanda Jane Voringer, Christine Victoria Willis, Sarah Christine Zakarski.
Dean Haymoon O joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from the College of Hospitality, Retail, and Sport Management.
Pamela Jane White, William Brett Comer, Akachuwu Izioki, Peter Damian Uchechukwu Izioki, Kanetta S. Griffin, Marie Petuel Lane, Christina Marie McClatchy, Charles Kwacha, Anahita Perina, Daqua S. Riley, Megan Renee Sattler, Tanya Louise Strower, William Malcolm Donaldson, Natalie Orstrin, Roderick Tyshawn Dow, Corey Crittenton Ditmar, Jessica Lynette Amick, Jordan Lee Barber, Heidi Leanne Corley, Clark Perlina Mary DeBerry, Jordan Michael Diggs, Jimmy Tyler Dixon, James Patrick Dwyer, Chaz Myshawn Elder, Simone Chanel Gauze, Caitlin Ann Hackett, Donovan Leroyce Johnson, Samuel James Kafer, Tiara Renee Lewis, Cedric Reynard Malone, Clark Jalen McKissick, Christopher Brian Moody, Sophia Maria Nearkirk, Raymond Joseph Nolan IV, Armand Vashtiva, Kenya Darnay Wilson, Taylor Page Abelman, Elizabeth McChesney Elliman, Megan Marie Anderson, Ryan William Anderson, Laura Nicole Andrews, Emmy Otto, Connor Lee Abayed, Blake George Babbitt, Hunter Nicole Bailey, Chelsea Michelle Baker, Melanie Taylor Baker, Samuel Luke Baker, Madison Ann Ballingy, Alexis Nicole Bark, Alexandra Page Beard, Victoria Carson Biedenbaugh, Gina Diane Bellini, Frederick Lamont Bennett Sr., Peter James Black, Emma Lindsay Blanks, Elizabeth Ann Blanton, Mary Spencer Blanton, Grayson Mackenzie Blevins, Cole Kingdon Bondi, Travis Dwayne Bookert, Edward Joseph Boone, Madison Lee Boswell, Joshua James Boykin, Carrie Lee Boyle, Carter Anthony Broad, Caleb Austin Breeze, Lauren Gray Brissett, Hunter Ann Bridges, Alexis Jane Ann Broderick, Deontay Deshawn Brown, Jesse Noel Brown, Larry Jerome Bruce, Carrie Elizabeth Brundage, Ian Montgomery Buckaloo, Richard Hayden Buckner, Andrew Maloney Birch, Stevenson Birch Bundrick, Lauren K. Burke, Cartez Kendall Burton, Betsy Fields Butler, Nicholas George Campitel, Arthur Dixon Cannon IV, Mitchell Joseph Cantwell, Erica Ryan Cashion, Michael Farish Caston, Saxon Tanner Coffin, Sadie Marie Kearns, Laura Pinckney Chambers, Haley Rose Chapman, Lamones Chatkavectias, Ki Ning Chin Jr., Jacob Allen Christoph, Kevin Francis Clancy, Catherine Taylor Clark, Ann Catherine Closser, Melissa Ray Clubb, Deanna Catherine Coleman, Caitlin Marie Collins, Nicholas Andrew Collins, Jared Daniel Comras, Brian O'Connor Conde, Devon LeVar Cooper, Alicia Marie Corvini, Megan Elizabeth Crowell, Kelly Ann Crowley, Courtney Lee Cernica,
Lindsay Nicole Cubbage, Dominique Maurice Curtin, Blake William Curie, Sala Tring Dang, Katrina Marie Darling, Francis Christopher Dart, Catherine Claire Davis, Lee Houston Davis, Tiffany Justice Davis, Ashley Rose DiCarlo, Colin Curtis Wiley Densmore, Sarah Margaret Derrick, Evan Mark DeYoung, Ryland John DeTizio, Alexander Shant Dorian, Michael Richard Dwyer, Caroline Jade Dowling, Grace Elizabeth Dudley, Clara Marie Dupree, Lauren Taylor Dupree, Timothy Michael Dubuque Jr., Raleigh Harden Edwards, Austin Cameron Epperly, Kelly Marie Irvin, Dylan Jeanette Fagler, Alexander Philip Fague, Megan L. Fala, Yasmin Latifa Farid, Dominique Rashad Ferguson, Beatty Yeomans Fisher, Jacqueline Olivia Floyd, Mary Catherine Fosnat, Jason Connor Fowler, Jacob Weaver Freeman, Zachary Andrew Frischmuth, Nina Pasquale Gabriel, Megan Elizabeth Gallaghy, Chapman McCoy Gardner, Tylisha Quanisha Garrett, Christina Elizabeth Girth, Hannah Elizabeth Gilmartin, Christina Renee Gleaton, Courtney Elizabeth Jimrick, Emily Caroline Gooding, Molly Grace Goodman, Jessica Aaron Goodwin, Sarah Faith Goodwin, Lillian Marie Graham, Dylan Strom Greenway, Rachel Marie Grenis, Alexis Marie Griffith, Anne Elizabeth Grove, Timothy Alfonso Gurley Jr., Victoria Marie Guttridge, Lauren Elizabeth Hale, Ashlyn Grace Harrington, Sarah Elizabeth Harris, Julie Diane Heck, Angelise Nicole Henry, Gabriella Lorraine Hertzik, William Lee Hewitt, Scott Eugene Hill Jr., Chelsea Catherine Selnick Hoffman, Victoria Emily Holden, Elizabeth Emmeline Howard, Mary Elizabeth Hruska, Jessie Annie Hubbard, William Gray Hurd, Trenton Williams Hutto, Rachel Alethea Jackman, Caroline Savannah Jett, Alyssa Morell Johnson, Thomas Patrick Jones, Victoria Denise Jordan, Nicolette Ann Joyce, Mintugas Casinas, Emily Ann Carafa, Nicholas Peter Karras, Emily Casper, Zachary Allen Keefe, Andrew Pierce Kendrick, Brendan George Kennedy, Claire Elise Kennedy, Victoriana Hall Kienzle, Clement Francis King, Samuel Klefstad, Nicole Lindsay Kramer, Kenneth Michael Kurzendorfer, Nicholas Spencer Koos, Elizabeth Marie Leister, Rebecca Ann Lino, Caroline Elizabeth Logan, Lee Allen Lord, Robert Cord Love, Ryan Douglas Lund, Jenna Danielle Mahan, Thomas Layton Markwood, Brittany Sierra Martin, Kara Shea Martin, Marissa Danielle Martin, Josh Benton Martinez, Brianna Felisa Matthews, Courtney Gail Malden, Matthew Clark May, Matthew Brian McBreen, Matthew Michael McCammett, Nicholas Craig McLean, Erica Del McCanney, Claire Elise Messina, Chelsea Jordan Metz, Michaela Catherine Miller, Christian Dylan Millwood, Margaret Lee Minnick, Miranda Ray Mitchell, Tiffany Simone Mitchell, Camille LaShawn Mobley, Sarah Carlisle Moore, Paul Christian Moreno,
Brooke Elise Morgan, Christopher Lee Morgan, Kyle Richard Morrison, Courtney Renee Moyers, Rhett Carrington Munson, Erica McKell Myers, Allison Corin Neal, Mark Connor Nelson, Alexa Juliette Nichols, Kimberly Louise Nairo, Tyler R. O'Connell, Joseph Jackson Pace, Alonzo Rubien Pagan, Colin James Palmer, Joseph Constantine Papajohn, Alyssa Marie Paragano, Jordan Tara Parker, Julian Rogers Parks III, Wai-Yin Peterson, Justin Maine Peterson, Tyler James Petroselli, Kristen Lee Pett, Matthew Sutton Phoenix, Jolita Elise Phillips, Nellie Morgan Phillips, Zachary Austin Phillips, Samuel Richard Plowden, Spencer Chase Plowden, John Hollis Poole III, Mariah Victoria Powers, Summer Jade Presner, Christopher Donald Proctor Jr., Philip Daniel Proctor, Dominic Joseph Quattrini, Taylor Marie Quinn, Amy Lucia Raimondo, Zachary Wonders Rankin, Jasmine Marie Rabin, Rebecca Nicole Redmond, Russell A. Renfro, Allison Marie Riccio, Catherine Margaret Ricks, Aaron William Rydell, Carolyn Olivia Riffle, Daniel Ashby Riley, Allison Nicole Reiner, Gregory Ryan Ringer, Lauren Kylie Renzivlio, Tara Nicole Robert, Chelsea Anastasia Roberts, Madeline Elaine Robinson, Richard Quinn, Brian Connor Rogers, Ashton Elizabeth Rotella, Edward Mwiti Ruchugo, Logan Thomas Rucker, Madison Lee Ruth, Justin Taylor Kirchheitner, Sarah Alea Sabri, Ashton Brooke Sankower, Ashley Victoria Slayek, Eric C. Shinsai, Karen Dorothy Schultz, Taylor Francis Schwartz, Morgan Carolyn Scruggs, Khadijah Brianna Jana Sessions, Matthew John Sue Jr., Jennings Bradford Sharp, Tanya Lynn Shelton, Ilya Talafiero Schuler, Meredith Rosemary Seiler, William Jerome Simmons, Jordan Elizabeth Sims, Christopher Austin Slade, John Jacob Sly IV, Gregory Newton Smith, Roy Michael Smith, Jesse May Smearkar, Christopher August Snyder, Shaquanta Brianna Spencer, Sarah Lynn Spiegel, Brian Reed Steele, Jenna Sinclair Stevens, Nicholas Taylor Stevens, Nyalia Annette Stewart, William Dillon Stiles, Morgan Elizabeth Still, Bailey Nicole Stone, Savannah Kari Strickland, Rebecca Hires Sturgeon, Tyrone Christopher Sutton, Dylan Zuyang Tan, Mary Eliza Tanner, Matthew Kyle Tiffy, Nicole Marie Testa, Margaret Ann Tibbetts, Abigail Jill Todd, LaQuisha Lachey Tyson, Richard Charles Vaughn, Courtney Tanisha Wallace, Megan Irene Waller, Ryan Scott West, Rachel Howell Westfall, Daniel Joseph Whalen, Joseph Connor Weisenhunt, Emily Margaret White, Brooke Allison Williams, Darius Javon Williams, Nakel Deunta Williams, Olivia Danielle Williams, Shayla Tiana Noel Williams, Logan Haynes Wyndham, Robert Mason Wood, Jocelyn Danielle Yates, Leonard Bernard Yeomans III, Thomas Clark Lindsay III, Caleb John Zuidima.
Dean Taylor Harding joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from the School of Music.
Lucas Nicolucci Bone. Andrew James Bonema. Philip David Castro. David John Cochrane. Jacqueline Falcon. Jonathan Wayne Hallman. Anthony Bernard Howard. Daniel Joseph Ozlewski. Hannah Schneidel. Cameron Stewart Sweat. Rachel Lanik Whelan. Joshua Enoch Day. Erica Hubble. Andrew Lee Jones. Autumn Grace Baldwin. Eva Lois Bennett. Samantha Crystal Crandall. Allison Marjorie Layton. Bori Lynn Perkins Jr. Brian Christopher Ashmore. Gabrielle Amaral Bertolini. Nathan Hunter Bronze. Albert Wendell Carter Jr. Caleb Bryant Coker. Andrew Miles Connolly. William Aaron Douglas. Nushin Shannon Farahini. Rebecca Ludine Foltz. Kayla Ray Four. Catherine Nicole French. Joseph Lee Gaskins. James Edward Gatch. Daniel Joseph Gullidge. Richard Scott Harbison. Abraham Greenleaf Hardy. Nicholas Tyree Hawkins. Sean Evan Connor Healy. Cody Austin Hutto. Richard Charles Hyman Jr. Kristen Lynn Johnson. Samantha Lee Marshall. Anne Elizabeth Martin. Olivia Rose Morris. Aubrey Jordan Nelson. Christine Blair Nixon. Laura Elizabeth Olson. Avery Jules Payne. Eric Lee Pottiger. Emily Rose Quendall. Elizabeth Ann Reichel. Zoe Lynn Rossner. Joseph Emerson Setzer. Grace Marie Shepard. John Lee Ciaris. Jordan Mitchell Stone. Ezekiel Quincy Weber. Ryan Van Buren. Andrew Turner Young.
Chancellor Susan Elkins joins President Pastides in greeting recipients from Palmetto College.
Angela Maria Vinasco, Juanita Montgomery Clyburn, Misty Filer Black, Preston Buckley, Victor Ray Burkett III, Danielle Shanike Daniel, Crystal Leontia Edmonds, Caleb Ryan Gaddy, Kelly B. Harris, Audrey Neese Holbrook, Ashley Marie Herndon, Ross Dale Jackson, Matthew Isidore McLeod III, Patrick Rhett McRoy, Ashley Langford Ostrom, Kenneth B. Polson, John Paul McKinnon Ramsing, Joseph Edward Reed, Brittany Ranice Scott, Sharon Curtis Shelley, John V. Waters III, Anthony Williams, David Arthur Yon Jr., and Sarah Smoke.
Anybody ready to do that all over again? No. That was an amazing procession. I could not be more proud. This is the last commencement of 13 for the week. Altogether, we will have graduated 7,467 Gamecocks. I had the most charming thing said to me by the graduates. Many said, best 4 years of my life. 2 said, best 5 years of my life. And 1 said, best 6 years of my life. Now, I want those students to wake up at 7 in the morning tomorrow. I had one student say, I need a place to live for a week. Can I move into the president's house? One person gave me a little Batman. Never had one of these before. And I told you, didn't I, not to call me cocky, because cocky was with you. Isn't that great? We had a lot of student athletes, including, by the way, someone who's already a professional. She played with the Indiana Fever yesterday in Washington, D.C. Tiffany Mitchell flew here right away to be with us. As well as many other athletes from women's basketball and men's basketball, swimming and diving, softball, football. They have enriched our lives, and you know what? For all of them, but also for you. For the very first time as graduates, can we do a Gamecocks type cheer? Can we do that 3 times? Which side wants to be game? All right, you went first. So we're going to do it 3 times, okay? All together. Game. Congratulations to the class of 2016. I would like to now remind all of you, we're going to do the tassel in a moment, but before that, you are transitioning to something very, very important. You know, the citation said honors, rights, responsibilities, and you do have responsibilities as alumni too. It's a privilege and a responsibility. And here to welcome you on behalf of the Carolina Alumni Association is its president, Ms. Paula Harper Bethay. Let's welcome her, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dr. Seaton, thank you. We are extraordinarily blessed and very happy that you are ours. Heartfelt congratulations, alumni. It truly is the best time to be a Gamecock. Our university has never been more alive or more successful or more relevant. Our energy is palpable, and you are a big part of this energy. Graduates, you may not have known when you first chose Carolina that you were embarking on a lifelong relationship with our university and your nearly 300,000 fellow alumni. Today, and for the remainder of your life, you are a Gamecock. The ring you now wear is an outward symbol of your connectivity to our university, and more importantly, to one another. Until today, you have worn your ring facing inward toward your heart. At this time, I ask you as official alumni to turn your rings outward to face the world. While at Carolina, you have added value to our university, and you have grown tremendously as individuals. So today, I challenge and encourage you to honor your time here by helping those who will come after you. Be a mentor, inspire others, and serve our university as we all work to make our state, our nation, and indeed our world a better place. Come back here often and know you are always welcome in your brand new alumni home. We built it for you, as well as those who came before you and those who will follow. My Carolina really is yours. Welcome to the family, Gamecocks. Congratulations, Godspeed, and forever to thee.
Thank you, Paula. Okay, now it's the time for the tassel. And remember, rarely in an instant will your status ever change again. So let's stand together. Don't feel bittersweet about this. Feel happy. Feel ready. You are prepared. You are Gamecocks. On the count of 3, move your tassel from the right to the left. 1, 2, 3. We do love these graduates. You can stand, everyone else sit for a minute, and then I'll ask you to join the graduates in standing. Let me encourage you on the way home this evening or on the way out for that dinner to stop by the Horseshoe. You have never been to the Horseshoe as alumni. I want to know if it'll feel different to you. I hope it feels approximately the same. I always want it to feel the same to you, and when you return back, as I hope you will, for a summer stroll, a fall football game or athletic event, other athletic event, homecoming, I always want you to go both to your brand new Alumni Center, but also to the Horseshoe. Walk around, don't ever forget what that will feel like. But I'd like to run into some of you there this evening. So for everybody, don't feel bittersweet, feel happy for these graduates. I'd like us to thank our announcers, Harvey Knocklinger and Kevin Hall, as well as to our sign language interpreters, Megan Malone and Dre Amico. Let's thank them. So go forward with confidence. Let's do a 1, 2, 3, go Gamecocks. Then we're going to have very, very special music for you. The benediction before that, but let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, go Gamecocks. Thank you, everybody. Will everyone now please stand for the benediction to be delivered by Reverend Wall, after which Nicholas Hawkins, who just received his bachelor's degree of music in vocal performance, will lead us in singing the best song we know, our alma mater. If any of you need to follow along, the words are printed on the first page of your program. Then the special music, the platform party will recede, as well as the faculty. Good day, everyone, and congratulations.
Let me leave you with this Franciscan-styled blessing. Graduates and friends, may you be blessed with discomfort at easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deeply from your heart. May you be blessed with failure to prevent the overtaking of the weeds of arrogance and to promote the sowing of the seeds of humility. May you be blessed with tears to shed for those who suffer poverty, pain, and violence, so that you may reach out your hand in comfort and turn their night into morning. And may you be blessed with enough craziness to do what you have never dreamed possible, for the sake of our beautiful and broken world that needs you and your unique gifts and graces. Blessings. Amen.
With loyal devotion
enjoyed this special presentation of the Spring 2016 Commencement exercises at the University of South Carolina. Thanks for watching.